Ratings agencies play a critical role in financial markets. They provide high-level economic and market intelligence reports which investors heavily rely on to make investment decisions, be that in a company or a country. S&P Global, Moody's and Fitch currently dominate 95% of the global market, with their conclusions remaining dominant in how investors perceive the African continent. The new kid on the block, Sovereign Africa Ratings, says they're going to do things differently.
We're differentiating ourselves on the basis of the weights that are ascribed to different variables that are used in arriving at a rating. If you look at what they do, they assign certain types of weights, for instance, based on interviews that are carried out with, for instance, business people. Some of the judgments may be slightly more subjective than objective. So we try as an agency to ensure that at all times we rely on hard, quantifiable evidence and less so on subjective elements.
SAR says in their methodology they look at a minimum of 82 variables, which include economic factors as well as the country's wealth and natural resource endowment, while also looking at how the given economy is structured and any other nuances that may be peculiar to it. As a new entrant, it's setting itself targets to become a sustainable business.
Yes, when we do the solicited ratings, we will obviously engage at a fee, and when the rated entities pay us for our services, we've set ourselves a target of about 3 years, during which we want to build our reputation by exposing the objectivity of our quantitative method, and after that we will be doing a lot of marketing to try and attract revenue from the entities that will be rated.
It's a tall order to try and get in on an area where the incumbents are so dominant, but SAR says they believe their more objective approach will hold them in good stead. They say they're tooled with the necessary expertise, which includes raters, analysts, statisticians, economic modelers and developers. Professor Stephen Friedman welcomed the launch of a new rating agency on the continent. He says there was a desperate need for a new perspective, not necessarily painting a sunshine picture, but being more balanced in their assessment approach. However, he warned SAR that established and powerful voices would belittle their endeavour, and added that the dominant global players in the market have come to assume that it is only them that are suitably qualified to rate countries for investors.
The idea that any group of human beings, and the people in the rating agency are human beings despite a lot of evidence to the contrary, any group of human beings who arrives in a particular situation to assess things brings baggage, okay? What is important, what is not important, it comes from your cultural background, it comes from your upbringing, etc. And therefore, the already hardwired prejudices with which people view a situation in Africa then gets reinforced by the locals. And here, in this country, of course, it's local business people who have these perspectives.
Despite the expected challenges ahead in making a dent in the market intelligence sector, the SAR team says it's determined to make its objective mark, especially on the African continent. Nompumelelo Siziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.